Mhm.
To dive in, it's just all gone. Yeah, yeah.
It's on you.
Hey, yeah, thanks, man. And welcome back to the Off the Clock Show. Joined again with your host, Shawn Gervais from OrbisX CRM, as well as Marshall Hill from the Pints of Propulsion podcast and Hyperclean Car Care Products. Which, if you stay to the end, like most of you should, you are gonna have an opportunity to what
Take
would it be? To win, to
to
partake in
win,
something. Yeah, to
to
partake in
partake
it.
in a challenge to better
Yeah, yeah.
yourself, and you'll get a chance to better yourself also with some products
Mm-hmm.
for free.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't beat that, baby. Let's
Hmm.
go. So yeah, and
But
yesterday was
Shawn,
yeah,
Shawn,
yeah.
we gotta do it. We said we wanted to take a moment of silence, so let's just start from the beginning. Everybody, we need to take a moment of silence. The grind honoree who didn't even make the list for like nominee didn't make it. He did his best. He grind very hard. All we can say is maybe next year, grind harder. Just keep
Yeah.
grinding.
Keep
Keep
grinding.
grinding. Guess what? You might make from honoree to nominee. Top
Mm,
grinder.
yeah. Top grinder.
Top grinder. So when there's
Um,
some website like Grinder in there,
yeah, yeah.
that's what's always so weird about that word. I'm grinding.
It is. It really is. It's such a
So you're a
yeah,
grinder. Like,
yeah.
okay.
It's funny. I think what it is, people got it confused with like sword craftsmanship. They think like you're grinding something to make it
Yeah, I
like
bet you're right.
refined and sharp, but really grinding mostly is like when you grind your gears. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, it's destructive versus
Yeah.
productive, and I
Okay.
think that's where yeah, people get confused, and that's where
Hmm.
climbing is perfect because you climb to the top of a mountain, you climb to the top of a ladder, you're climbing to the peak of something, and that's
Climb to the next step.
yeah, climbing the next fuck, climbing the stairs. Absolutely right, climbing the
Right,
next.
but let's talk about this moment where I've wanted to define that for people. There are those that grind, and there are those that then progress. Right? To me, grinding also meant staying the same. Right? Like
Yeah,
that's to me when I heard grind, and that's what I was thinking of is like people that were grinding. I never saw them growing though. It was like what they were doing was such a challenge. It was taking so much work for them. They were having to grind their way through it. And you just go, cool. I like challenges and I like working puzzles and I like getting through problems. But I've got to progress through them. I can't just keep staying in them. Right. So that's why it always caught me off guard. Like these grinders, like, yeah, you're not going anywhere though. You're just telling people about something. And then here it lies the problem within people that talk about grinding, right? Like if you're on social media talking to other people about grinding, then who are you actually talking to? If you get a like, if you get a comment, are those people that need that encouragement? Or are those people who have already gone beyond whatever challenges in their life and they've progressed into something new? Let me go ahead and answer that question for everybody. If it was an A or B, the answer was A, right? The people on social media that listen to other people that are grinding are those that are also grinding,
yeah,
not climbing, not progressing. They're not sharing. No, they're on there needing it. If somebody's needing encouragement, okay, cool. We all can say, hey, there's been moments in our life that, hey, it's okay. We needed, whether it was, motivation from a movie, a song. Songs can do that. Songs can give us great motivation.
100%. The whole Rocky soundtrack does that for me.
But the
Yeah, yeah.
movies, right?
Eye of the Tiger.
All of
What?
it, right?
Jeez. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Trust me.
Okay. So for me, this last week, I found on Amazon Music, I found Rediscover 2000s Dance.
Oh shit! No way.
Oh, oh man, just the whole time.
Oh man.
Like, and I tried to, so I put it on this weekend when we were out on a cruise, right? I had the Jeep, doors were off, it's perfect weather. I was trying to explain to her, like, listen, you gotta understand when I started detailing, the reason why I love this music is it's that same beat. I mean, you
Yeah.
could just keep working over and over and over. And so I'm just cleaning, I'm just working, and I'm going, and I'm just dum, dum, dum,
Yeah,
dum,
yeah.
dum, dum, right? Like,
Absolutely.
that's
That's
me.
It's funny. My wife, she gets in these like cleaning spells where because she watches a lot of YouTubers that do home organization, decoration, all kind of stuff. But then also ones that have like cleaning tips and stuff for the house. And especially now that we have an Airbnb, and they always have a similar type of soundtrack where it goes into one of those scenes. You know, they talk a little, and then it goes into a scene where they're sped up and they're cleaning a bunch of shit. And then boom, soundtrack kicks in, and it's always the same kind of stuff. There's nothing better though. Clean and listening to music, and you're just pumped up, and you're just you're doing the
Absolutely.
same thing, but
Oh, I get
it
it.
makes it
Right?
less redundant.
You need some motivation, some excitement, something.
Yeah,
But if you need it 365 days a year, multiple times a day,
yeah. Then I have a feeling that maybe this is just isn't for you. Like there's other things you could do with your time. There's 100%.
right?
There's a
And
million
so
ways
then
to
if that person's marketing to those people,
yeah,
what progression is there? And that's why they keep grinding. Right?
yeah,
I mean, one of the biggest grinders we saw is completely off the radar. We never see this guy anymore, and I won't say his name publicly, but I'll share with you and those people that listen. They know, right? He is a little buzzy, but that guy's gone. But he was grinding forever. That's who he was. That's all he talked about. And then suddenly he's off the radar. We don't hear from him at all. Right? And that's the point. If you talk to people online about, right? For instance, we said it yesterday on our podcast, Pies Poly Podcast. It's interesting. There was a guy that there's a detailer. He was walking through a big box store with his phone, face talking about hard times for Christmas coming up.
Jesus.
What? What? It's October, my guy. Who are you talking to? These are your You're trying to talk to customers.
Wow.
So, okay, so put this together. Do you want your customers to be sweating Christmas? Fuck no. I want my customers to be giving me presents.
Yeah, 100%.
Not sweating giving their kids presents. I want the customers that give me presents.
100%.
So I'm not going to be online. I'm not going to be on social talking about grinding. Let's go. I'm not going to be then going through, the stores talking about products and needing help. Christmas is going to be coming up. Like, it's really wild. If we will just take a moment, right? I love my partner Nick has started to do this, for some stuff that we're doing in internal. He goes, we just need to say it out loud, right? Like, hey, there's some of these things, if you're watching them, I need you to press pause and just say it out loud. There's a guy talking to people about grinding every day for 2+ years. Why does he need to still keep talking? The symmetrical point, and here's the answer. Here's the real answer. This is a big answer. And you guys will all understand this when I talk about it. Only those of us who have been around for a long time can understand it too, right? There's this constant circulation inside of our industry where very few actually get to make it up here to where that circulation or what's that word we've talked about? When you're going, you've got this migration.
They get eaten by alligators.
But there's always this circulation, this turnover, right? We're seeing it. You always see it. Then we hear of all the new people, right? Then you'll have all the people complaining about, all these guys are so cheap down the street, and all these new people, right? That's what always happens. It's just this regular cycle of, I've gone for a couple years, I can't make it anymore. I'm selling everything to all these new people down the street.
And then there's another person who takes their place, and the cycle repeats.
So if you want to grind, you keep doing that, and you keep talking to those people. So I'll go back to the reason why I go back to and go, hey, I began to realize when I talked about motivation, because I used to, Motivational Monday. It was Mogi. That's what we did. It was a thing. And I would try and One of the things I began to realize was that saying, which I talked to you about, is, okay, listen, if you look around and go, there's flies in my business, like, this is what these people have to begin to realize. So all these flies, there's a circulation, there's all that. Nobody's really climbing. Nobody's really progressing. Nobody's really going forward. That's because my marketing's a pile of shit. I
It's true.
attracted this whole chaos and circulation.
Yeah, it's true. And my old business mentor, he told me he was a really successful marketer. He was one of the best I've ever seen. He taught me a lot of stuff when I was younger. He was twice my age. He was, I think, around like 52 at the time. I was 24. And he invented all kinds of cool products. That was his thing, inventions. He would invent the product, boom, get it out there. And he was going after some sort of licensing distribution deal. That was his big thing. He made a lot of gimmicky type products, which sold really well, but they were also kind of hard to market because they had a life cycle. So you had to be really good, really clever with the marketing, get it out there, pump it as fast as you could. Then the competitors come in and they start making knockoff versions that are not quite as good. It loses its, the shimmer's not there anymore. And then now you got to go back to the drawing board. So he got really good at marketing stuff. And he used to tell me there was this thing where you get caught up in that same kind of cycle. And he said it's like getting a plane off the ground. The initial, burst, it's really tough to get a plane off the ground. Once it is, he said the worst thing that could happen though is you end up at a certain level where you're just constantly hitting turbulence. He says you got to break out of that and you got to get that 30,000 foot view down to the ground. And he said that's where things start to get clear and you can make good decisions and you start to realize.
That's why there's that magic number of 30,000 feet. I never knew that.
Well, yeah. Because boom, you got to break above that, and then because that's where you're in different spheres within the Earth, the stratosphere, and stuff like that. And yeah, once you break past that, now it's just clear, sunny skies. You're not dealing with all the storms and the clouds and all that stuff. You've broken above, and that's exactly what it is. But a lot of people get stuck in that turbulence zone. They get stuck where all the clouds are and the storms are, and then you start to think because the people you're listening to. That's what the world is. So I just got to weather the storm, got to just grind it out. But it's like, no.
Overall, right?
Yeah, it's
following the herd through the river. Come on, boys. Let's keep going. Grinding.
Exactly.
Don't worry about that guy over there getting chopped up. Just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. And that's where, even me, I find that a lot of people I talk to, because I get asked a lot, I'm sure you do as well, for, business advice, this and that. And some of the people I talk to, I say the first thing, who are the top 5 people that you listen to right now? Like, whether it's someone you see in person, maybe it's...
on the OrbisX Off the Clock podcast, number 1.
That's exactly. That should be the number 1 answer. Pints Polishing Podcast, you know what I mean? We could go down a list. But the thing is, a lot of people get stuck on the same, mentor that they were listening to because maybe they enjoyed one episode or something. And now they're just, that's the person I listen to. And it's like, okay, until their information is not good. So me, for example... Grant Cardone, a long, long time ago when I was running a big marketing team, I used to, subscribe to his content, listen to a lot of his content. I sent my guys, they went and did the Grant Cardone University, and that was not cheap too. It was like $12,000 a student, so I sent them all there. They were exceptional salespeople though. But after a while, Grant's speech kind of changed, and he started pitching to a different audience, and he started pitching more real estate stuff and more you could have a private jet too, all this kind of stuff. It was just, he went a different direction, and I saw the change, and I said, this guy's not speaking the language that I need. I don't need my sales guys listening to this, and then now they're not focused on the task they have to do. So I switched all of their training, and I said we got to focus on something else. But a lot of people don't do that. Marshall, they just get stuck, and they're like, oh, this is where the good information is. I'm a detailer, so they even get stuck on just that. They're like, I got to follow who's winning the awards at these conferences and stuff. That's why I have to follow. And it's like, do you? Do you have to? There's other avenues, there's other options, and I feel that's what's so great about the content we bring to the table is that it's coming from a detailing-oriented sphere, but at the same time, it's not. A lot of the topics we talk about are just more these things will apply to any kind of business in a way, and a lot of them go against sort of this common industry thread of, well, this is the way we always did it, and since it's a hard time, just go for a hike and take a walk and just tell your customers, sorry, it's, I'm sorry you're going to have a hard, shitty Christmas, but them's the breaks. But hopefully the government will fix the economy and life will go back to what it was. What? What are you talking about? During every hard time that's happened since I've been alive, because I've seen what they call as recessions, but I wouldn't say it's the same kind of, when we talk about recession, for me, I think 1930s, people are still going to the bathroom in an outhouse. There's no electricity in most cities. Like, I think of these kinds of things. You know what I mean? Times were a lot different. Now, when we go through hard times, I tell you, through all my businesses, there's always customers spending money. Always. People don't stop buying. People's purchasing habits do change, but guess what? They change
People's
during
debts go
good
up.
times.
Their purchasing habits don't.
Exactly, they stay the same. Absolutely. And you got to think, man, people move when something's not working out in one city. They move to another city. They take an opportunity. All of a sudden, their economic situation is completely different than what it was 2 months ago. You know, like these things happen. People, yeah, 100%. There's always customers, and people just need to speak their language, understand how the market's changing, and adapt to it. That's what it is.
So I guess you guys, your government doesn't ever close down.
No, they expand. They hire more people that file taxes and check tax returns and all that kind
Well,
of stuff.
we're closed, right? We're closed.
Yeah, yeah.
Closed for
Oh,
business.
oh,
Ah, you
permanently.
didn't know that?
Permanently?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah. No, so we have parliamentary shutdowns, is what they call them.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
So
guess similar, right? But for economic reasons or for boycott, like we're so mad and we can't
it's
vote the right way. The
temper
the
tantrums.
queen now
That's
the king.
yeah.
Okay, we just better shut it down.
Yeah, yeah, that's what happens here. So a big part of what happens is because they're still collecting taxes on everything, so they're just
Well,
shutting
sure,
down
we're still paying taxes.
100%. They just shut down our ability to participate in the government. That's what they shut down.
Yeah, I guess here, I haven't. It should actually shut my mouth since I don't know anything about our shutdown. It was more of I was asked the question, well, what happens?
Yeah.
Great question.
Mhm.
Did your day change? No. Okay then.
So all right, moving on.
Like,
It's like- Same thing
did
happened
you go to
here.
work today? Mm-hmm. Did you come home? Yep.
Yep.
Or did you have a chance to make some money? Yep.
All
Cool.
right. Yeah. Did you get taxed on some of that money too? Yep. So what changed? Nothing changed. And it was the same thing here. We had parliamentary shutdown first time 2 months. Next time
But to your point,
we shut
well,
down in the
I didn't
summer.
want to get off into that. I just
No,
go
no,
to
no.
your
I
point of
know.
what you're talking about. Like, right? I mean, there's tough times, right? Like
Mhm.
we can understand
Yeah.
government shutdown doesn't happen in good times. Gotcha. So we're in tough times. We're there. I think you and I've talked about that. I know on our podcast, Pines and Polish, we talked about it. I'm pretty sure you and I've talked about it. Like, I mean, well, of course, because it's part of the migration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to kind of key in the downward economy is part of the migration, is that moment. So we want to talk about grinding? You want to be in the stores talking to other people who don't have money? This
Hard.
is why marketing is so important. Right? I mean, I think this is why I've loved growing a business and being a part of, inside of commerce and selling and buying and doing things. Like marketing is, y- hell, how many times every week for what, 6 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
5 years? I mean,
6 years, I think. Yeah, I think
that's
6.
a long time to be talking about something, but
It
there's
is.
so much to talk about with marketing.
Because it's everything. It is business.
Everything. It
That's what it
really
is.
is everything. If
Yeah.
you don't have good marketing, you won't have good sales. Unless
100%.
you're some amazing salesman. Well, most of our detailers, can we just take a break and go, hey, listen, our actual salesmanship skills probably aren't at the highest level if we had like a player card where it talked about our different abilities. Sales is probably not at the number 1 to 2. It's probably on down. So if you're not a great salesman, the best way to overcome that, great marketing. Yes.
100%. And you know what I think too, a lot of people miss is that marketing is one thing, strategy is another. Marketing without strategy isn't really going to work. It might work short term for something, but you need a strategy behind it. And that's where we've talked about this before, where people set up these, oh, I got a great landing page or I did a great email campaign. But then what happens next? Do you have an actual strategy behind what you're doing? And that's where a lot of people fall short, I find, is that they just look to check that box. Oh, I got a website. Check that box. Oh, I hired a company. They do SEO. Check that box. Oh, I did this. Check that box. It's so much more in depth than that. And you really have to look at the whole picture. It really is that the entire thing. So anytime we do a campaign, that's what we check into. And so, as I mentioned, I'll talk about it. We just launched a new campaign that we're doing at our shop.
Oh yeah, how's that challenge? It's you
Yeah.
versus your partner, yeah?
Yeah, so me versus my partner Nick. Yeah. So we're doing a challenge to see who performs better at doing this and that. And so it's a 6-part challenge in total. So we're on part 2 right now. So the first part I talked about last week. I think it was last week. So we're in the online phase right now. So we're testing out. The first part was let's see how good his ads do versus me doing something online, and that's where I did the riddle and it kicked ass. And now part 2 this week we're doing Oh yeah, did you get the riddle?
No,
Yeah.
did you have somebody that sent a riddle thing?
Oh shit, I did. Yeah, thank you. Oh my god, yeah, Ken Chance. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks for prompting me. Yeah, so he did. He actually sent a message after that episode. He followed up and he had some questions. He's like, hey, I love the idea. I want to do a similar type campaign. Instead of him doing it for lead generation, he wants to do it for existing customer retention and conversion, which I think is great.
All right,
And
but say that one more time.
all right,
Just say it again.
so okay, so basically, instead of him trying to get new leads, he wants to use it to reactivate old customers,
Okay.
right? And so I think the biggest thing for me that I saw with that because he said it
Inside
almost
OrbisX, we could just
yeah,
you could search
yeah,
for what, like,
exactly.
they haven't
So
used the service in X amount of months.
exactly. So you can do 2 different options. You could choose their last appointment was within X period of time. So I want customers that booked an appointment within 3 weeks. Or this is the one he's going to use is customers that haven't had an appointment within X period of time. So he's going to choose like 3 months. If they haven't had an appointment within 3 months, let's hit them back up. So that's what he's going to do. And then you can do a cutoff if you want as well. So anyone that hasn't had an appointment for 2 years, let's just consider them not part of this campaign and do one specifically for them because that's more of a cold lead at that point. But so he's looking for people that use this service, but they only use it maybe once a year, once every 18 months, something like that. He wants to get them more into his 3 months to a month, something like that on his maintenance plan, basically. So he's going to reactivate them with a riddle, keep them engaged, and it's one of those things where sometimes people think, "Oh, I just want to target my whole database." It's like, I hear you, but when you target the whole database, the message that you want to convey is very different. Because someone that's been using your service every 3 months versus someone that comes to see you every 2 years or every 18 months, it's a very different message that you're going to want to send to that person if you want it to be effective. And that's where the strategy came in. So he's employing a strategy. He's actually given it some thought. And at first, his message seemed like almost it was negative in a way. Not his message was negative, but he said, "Oh well, I love your idea, Shawn, but I was thinking to do it this way instead." I was like, "No, man, that's great. I don't want you to just like listen to what me and Marshall say and then think you can just Control C, Control V, copy paste, and you're gonna have success. You got to give it some thought. How does it apply to your business?" And he took the time, critical thinking, and he said, "Okay, Marshall and Shawn were saying this, and it's a great idea. How can I apply that to my business?"
Critical
And
thinking. Wow,
yeah,
great 2 words. Great two words.
yeah. It's the most important thing. That's what separates us from the monkeys. You know what I mean? Like it's that we weren't the
Or the ones that
strongest.
got eaten by the gators.
Yeah, and the ones that got eaten by the gators. It really is. It's critical thinking. That's what it is.
And those that didn't win the awards.
Yes, and those that moment of silence. Okay, so I think that's the difference. Is that marketing is just the action. It's the doing, but the critical thinking is the strategy. It's okay. We're going to do this, but a lot of people don't ask themselves why. Okay, we're gonna have a landing page and an email campaign. Okay, to who? Oh, this group of people. Why?
Whoa,
Oh
whoa,
well,
whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think they go that far. This group of
they
people.
should.
I really don't. I think
Mm,
most people, well, come on, because
yeah.
you even talked about what the stat of how many detailers, and this is just a generic over blanket, not necessarily pointed at specific people, but the average detailer waiting for customers to call
Yeah.
versus having a regular cycle themselves of customers that they see on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever basis, but that begins to fill up their book instead of always depending on new customers calling.
Yep, 100%. You know what? Here's a quick tip. It's been a while since I threw out a bouquet. Here's a quick tip. I know. Ooh,
Just a
yeah.
tip?
Just a tip. Just a tip. Every time a customer comes in, we do their appointment, of course. We fulfill the service, and we ask them one question at the end. I'm gonna add you. We don't. So this part's not the question. This is we're telling them because it's important. It's more.
Probably the tip. We're done.
We just give them the tip.
Sorry.
So we tell
I'm
them.
not comfortable anymore.
Yeah. we just tell them with their consent. We tell them I'm going to add you to our wait list for 3 months because we tend to get really busy around that time. Most customers come in that time. I just want to know, is it better for you around the same time that you had this visit, or is there another day of the week that's better for you? That's what we ask them. And usually they're like, oh, around the same time is fine, because they don't fucking know what's happening to them in 3 months. So they're like, yeah, around the same time is fine. That's the response 80% of the time. The occasional time we say, I'm not 100% sure. Why don't you just follow up with me? No problem. That's why we're adding you to the wait list, because we want you, who's already using our service, to have priority over some random person that calls us in 3 months. So that tells them that we value their customer loyalty, that we want to do business with them, which is important because a lot of people, it seems almost like you just want to do business with anybody. Yeah, price is our price, and we just take whatever car.
How do we do that in OrbisX? How do we walk us through that?
Glad you asked. So we let them know in person. We tell them face to face, we're going to add you to our wait list, and we add a tag to their profile that says wait list. When we go to their profile and we
Very simple.
wait list, very simple. It automatically sends them a message within 24 hours. Congratulations, you've been added to our wait list as a priority customer. Here's what you can expect from us before that appointment time comes up. Da 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 da. And so we have a whole blurb that's there. I can share that with everyone. It works very, very well. It's all automated.
Could I, if there's, okay, so here's the thing, like people that talk about, hey, there's so much that you can do inside of OrbisX. A way that you could automate it is in a sense, because I would go, okay, well, hold on. Let's say I just booked some guy and he's expecting me not to be contacted for maybe 6 months. Say he just said, hey, I want to, just going with it, right? I don't want him to be, I don't want to reach out to him in 2 weeks.
No, 100%.
Right. So yeah, there you go. Can you set up different tags that would go like, hey, I want to do this, this customer that's follow up this, like.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what it's designed for. So in that scenario, you can make one that's wait list 3 months, wait list 6 months, wait list 1 year, whatever. And then you can tailor those messages unique to that particular scenario. So if it's 12 months, it can say, hey, we've added you to our 12-month wait list. We'll follow up, da da da. And then boom, they'll get that message, what to expect. And you can set a reminder for yourself like, hey, follow up with this guy 2 weeks before.
Asking how's everything performing, right? Like, hey, you're not booked for another 10 months. We're just checking in to see how it's performing.
Yeah, 100%. On that note, actually, you brought up a good point. So last week I mentioned I bought that Yarbo thing to cut my lawn, and it's also going to do snow removal. I had an issue with setting up the GPS for it. I'll be brief here, I know, because I tend to go off on a tangent. But so I set up the GPS, and I had an issue with it connecting. Yeah. It's never just the tip. That's a lie. Every time. It's a fun little game we play. So I was having trouble setting up GPS. I reached out to the company. They were bragging about their support when I signed up. So I was like, okay, well, let's test it out. So I reached out to them. It was on a weekend. They got back to me with a response of some things I could do. They were fairly generic. Maybe it was system generated, who knows. But I went through the steps, and sure enough, got it working. Just needed a quick update and then reboot the system. That was cool. For me, that was considered successful. I was happy with the company. It was done. They followed up 24 hours later. Were you able to get it resolved with the solutions that we mentioned? I was like, yes, absolutely. They followed up 2 days after that. We see that you're in our list of customers that had a setup problem. Is there anything else that you're experiencing as an issue? Honestly, I was like, everything's fine. So I just clicked the button. Everything's fine.
Didn't ask for 5-star review the first or second time. I'm in. I love these people already.
Yeah, trust me. So they followed up again. and they said, hey, last time you clicked, everything's still fine. We just want to check and make sure that that's still what's going on. I wrote back, absolutely amazing. Where can I leave you guys a review? They said, we don't want your review. That's how they titled the response. Hold on.
Oh, I
Hold
thought that was
on.
perfect. I thought that was
No,
like,
no, no. It is perfect. Trust me. They wrote back. They said, we don't want your review, but we would love a video more than anything else. So I was like,
we don't
okay.
want to put it here. We'd rather put it here.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll touch it there.
Review's not good enough
Yeah.
for us.
So I made a quick
But
video.
if you're willing,
Yeah.
hell,
You know what?
send us a video.
Sparked it all off. They had a button. Click here to record a video. I clicked that. It took me to a little thing, pulled up my camera, I recorded a quick video, and then it closed and it said sending. It's like, oh shit, that was amazing. So we're working on a portion of that within OrbisX.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Holy shit, I'm telling you.
when you thank you, sir. May I have another? Like, what are you doing here? Like,
Exactly, 100%. So it was amazing.
that's
So,
really impressive. And
yeah.
that, I think the part of having it like instead of, but I think most people would
Yeah.
go, all right, I've got to, okay, go back to some of the points I've go. Hey, if you got too many things you got to make the customer do, at that point, most people are going to go, so email your video here or upload here or something, right?
It's such a
They just
friction
had to
point.
click a button and it started record. Oh,
Yeah,
like that's
trust
the
me, that was
that's the
amazing.
like
I didn't
that's
even
the
have to
money
hit
shot
send.
right there.
It just sent it. Yeah, I was like, that's amazing. So that's why they got the video, and so now they have a video review.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Testimonial. Fuck
They got
yeah,
the video from the ceiling, is what they got.
100%. Yeah. Honestly, they did a phenomenal job, and they even say in a lot of their like messages that got me to buy, it said we're the same price as our competitor, but we murder them with support. That's literally one of the emails I got. And I was like, whew, take away the whole competing on price objection out of the equation. They could have even said, we cost more than the competitor, but we murder them on support. Because reality is, I'm purchasing a product that I'm hoping to have for many years. And it's the same thing in our industry as well. Car care, they're not hoping to just drive the car away today. They're hoping to have a partner that can take care of their car.
Some customers are though. Some customers are though. Shawn.
Well, some are, but it depends on the kind of customers you want to attract.
Hey,
with
there
the
you go.
marketing.
Hey, there you go.
And that's where the strategy comes into play. So that's where what we've done at Auto World, for example, we have a campaign running right now as part 2 segment where I am definitely going to kick Nick's ass. Love him to bits, but I'm already rocking it right now. So I put together a campaign, and it started with me getting an email. I got an email from it's a website. They sell magazine subscriptions, and we enrolled for our daughter. She's learning French. Anyway, we bought these magazines. Then they started just hammering with emails, but they were garbage emails. It was just, here's some other books that we found you might like. Here's some other books other customers bought. And I'm like, no, I need these very specific books. That's it. I was about to unsubscribe. Then they sent me a final email, and it said, do you have 2 minutes for a smile? And I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe I was going through some shit that day. I have no idea. But I was like, fuck yeah, I do. And they had a little video. I clicked the video. It was a stupid little animated thing. To be honest, it didn't make me smile. However, the email I got, I was like, yeah, I do have 2 minutes to smile. Because it's kind of like stop and smell the roses, So anyway, the email got me thinking, though. I was like, oh, fuck. We have the next part of the competition coming up, me and Nick. I was like, yo, what if I take some pictures of customers smiling next to their vehicle? They just got cleaned. And then I ask one of them, hey, I want to hear your story. Like, why are you smiling so much? Like, tell me, like, what did you love about the details? So I went down to my shop, took some photos, made a video with this one client, and she had actually got turned down at 2 other shops. They said, sorry, your car's just too messy. We're based on more of just like a quick clean kind of thing. Like, I'm telling you, this is from her words, exactly what she said. The third one said, I'm going to need your car for about 8 hours. It's going to be about $600. And she said, listen, I'm on disability. I don't have that kind of money, all this kind of stuff. I told her, we'll do it for $175, but I also want a video. She said, sure. So, all right, sounds good. My guy's finished in less than 2 hours because honestly, this whole mess level thing, I feel like people build it up in their head. Listen, those kind of cars, Marshall, are gold mines because you're gonna have
So
such a
I'm with you. I
transformation.
agree. I think the only thing you got to worry, the only concern of bad vehicles is carpets.
True.
You can
Yeah.
spend some time on carpets, or you can have some
Yeah.
you can have some unappreciative people that will go, you couldn't get that out anymore. Like, so that's my only deal is with some wrecked cars. Otherwise, I'm with you. I
Yeah.
love wrecked cars. Those people
True.
actually,
Yeah.
I would enjoy them more than the people that you didn't know why you were cleaning their car,
Yeah. It's like,
right?
why'd you even
Because
come in in the
you
first
knew
place?
something was off with them. They
Yeah.
really kind of seemed to, and you're just like, man, I don't know. But if they had a car that you knew they needed it cleaned, and you could
Yeah.
just tell that they were like, yeah, they were the best. They were the
Yeah.
best.
100%.
Even if for you go, hey, maybe I could have gotten a little more out, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
and I won't go back to the carpet things. I just mean like other stuff around
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
seats, leather seats, right? That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, big
It's
time.
they used to see it in one way. Now they see it differently.
Yeah.
They're the
Absolutely.
most appreciative. I love those
Oh,
people.
big time. I love
Absolutely.
those ones because the transformation is the easiest to show. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it all starts with the conversation initially, though, the expectations. And that's where we talked about a booking form that had three wishes. We
Or,
do it in person.
are they though? Because let's give some validity to some people that might go, well, those people had to get their car to a certain place. So those aren't really the ones that are going to be a regular maintenance customer. We get it.
Very true.
We get
Very
it.
true.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
you got to have a balance of you do have to have some, right?
There are,
I'm
100%.
not saying you can run your whole
Because, like,
business just off of I mean, some can, but most can't, right?
yeah,
So go
this
with
is
me,
true.
guys. Give me a little slice. Some people send me messages like, "Hey, you said that." It's like, okay, relax.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like, calm down. But, and here's what I would say, too, though, is the wreck cars, because I used to think that this was the case for everybody. It's like, that kind of person, they're just not a clean person if they got to that level. You know what I mean? But sometimes what we found is we ask questions about their job, what they do for a living, their lifestyle. Do you have any kids,
maybe they
grandkids?
hadn't thought of.
I was about to say we try and tie into. Well, I'm so glad you said that, and I'll tell you why. I'm still revamping our main website, as I mentioned, and we're changing the verbiage. I talked about that on past episodes because a lot of these people don't think of detailing because a lot of our clients have never actually heard the term detailing. They think
Fuck
car
a great
wash,
point.
cleaning.
Yeah,
They think and
don't understand it.
absolutely. And what we found is that a lot of these, it's predominantly women, but we find predominantly women. They were like, my husband used to take care of that, and now he's gone. You know, and sometimes it's gone divorce, sometimes it's gone he passed away, whatever the case is. But they're like, I didn't know this was a thing that like people do. I thought it was just like my husband does that, and now he doesn't. You know, and so that's what we found is
Cool. I think that actually this is something I actually talked strangely enough. I
yeah.
still have some coffee with my mom, right?
Oh,
Like
nice,
I take her to physical therapy. I'm active with
amazing,
my mother.
yeah,
And I was talking to her about men her back then and the
uh,
in a sense the the scope of how the average man handles his car, right?
yeah.
Like
Hasn't
there used
changed.
to be much more hands-on than
Yep,
they are,
100%.
which let's be honest, like I wouldn't want to go out to work on some of these newer vehicles, the amount of technology. I mean, there's no way you could, right? Like
Yeah,
so just based off of the progression and technology of vehicles, men just actually couldn't go do what they used to do
it's true. Sometimes to
before.
do something simple, now you have to like take out the whole engine, to like access
Well, I
something.
just mean they don't have the computer technology. I mean, the amount of
That's true.
computers in cars, like there
Yeah,
might
that's
be
true.
15 to 20 in one little spot that are trying to
Yeah.
handle different things. So,
Versus before, there was maybe three. There's
well,
yeah.
versus before there was zero.
That's true. At one point, yeah, that's right. That's a
Like,
very good point. And then we just kept adding and adding and adding. Yeah. Well, it's true. Like I think about it with my Range Rover, and I'm like, fuck, I can't even imagine. You know how many like computers and different chips and this. It's got its own battery just for the trunk. Like it's fuck, I can't even imagine. Like
no.
I'm not taking that thing apart. You
But
kidding
one
me?
thing that those guys will do, they'll clean their car.
That's true.
That is
Yeah.
still a thing that
Yeah.
some people do,
I
or
drive
they
around my neighborhood
value,
all the
or
time.
right, or they won't do it, or they'll value somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
They
But they want
value
that end result. They want
bingo,
the car clean.
bingo. So
100%.
those two people are still in society.
Yeah.
The people actually working on their cars, gone.
Yeah.
It's really gone from society. When you think of the U.S., Canada, hey, I watched something.
Yeah.
You've got two places for the 2026 World Cup.
Yeah.
Are you?
Better
We've
than
tried
one.
to get tickets so far. We can't make it. There's these
Oh,
FIFA
shit.
cards that you open and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I watched
You're in
something last
Toronto.
night. There's two spots in Canada for the 26 World Cup.
Yeah. One of them's in Toronto, not far. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey. Same. Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. I got a bottle of maple syrup with your name on it. I'm just saying. We actually have maple whiskey too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do too.
Oh, well. It's probably from Canada. Calm down.
That's from Kentucky.
Well, the maple syrup's probably from Canada. You're
But
like,
so
no, that's
there's just been transition of men and the way they handle their vehicles, except there's two people that have lasted in society, and that are those that will pay other people to maintain the cleanliness of their vehicle, which they're still out there. Y'all know they're there. You can think of them. You can think of your customers. Those, and then those that will do it themselves, and they love to take care of their own car.
You know what the coolest part about that is? Both groups will be your customer.
Absolutely.
That's the best part, is that it's like,
The
even the
transition
guy
of the
that wants to do it
detailer.
himself will
You
be
get
your
to handle
customer.
both customers. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just the way you talk to them and the messaging you send to them. That's where the strategy comes in. You can't market to that same guy that's going to clean it himself in the same way, and that's the ideal customer. And why I'm so excited about what's coming up with HyperClean within OrbisX is that by being able to offer that through your booking form and through your reminders to customers and through your post sales setup, being able to offer that to those customers is extremely helpful, because there are customers out there that I want to get it professionally done a few times a year, but I also sometimes it's just a pure passion of it. They just want
It's their baby.
Sunday. This
Love
is
their
my
car.
baby. Yeah, exactly, and so they want to take care of it too.
A lot of times it emphasizes a successful point in their life.
Yeah,
Right. Many of them buy it because they
yeah,
achieve something.
yeah. That's true. For me, I bought this new Range Rover as a birthday gift. I said, you know what? I'm having a fucking amazing year. I deserve it. So I traded in the Auto Bio and I got the SVR. And I was like, fuck it. I do want the extra horsepower. And I do want the extra this and that and stuff. It's just, it was a birthday gift to myself. And I own a detail shop. And I still detail my own car. Like, I bring it into the shop sometimes, of course.
I mean,
But
you clean it. Let's be real, Shawn.
okay, fair. All right. I clean it. That's fine. That's fair. But I have an extractor in my garage, okay?
Leave it.
I'm a professional.
Leave it in the garage. You do not need to be extracting your Rover. Please
Listen, we get a lot of salt here, okay?
stick to marketing.
It's a true story. I actually, because one of the extractors at our shop, anyway, I moved here. But yeah.
Maybe Steam. Let's go with Steam. Come on, those Rover carpets. Steam. You don't want extractor on those Rover carpets. Come on,
It
man.
works fine, man. Honestly, the way I do it, yeah, it works fine.
Exactly. My point.
My
Go with Steam. For you, it's fine.
For me, it's fine. Yes.
Don't call yourself a detailer. Go with Steam.
Listen, man, I'm not trying to get the award here for top grinder, okay? Like, bring things full circle. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you. So our campaign is kicking ass. I don't know what the numbers are now. Hold on, let me check. I can tell you actually. 47. Okay, so we're at 47. What were we at when I messaged you earlier? 18.
28?
I think it was 18 first, though, in the very first message.
Okay.
And then it was 28.
The last number.
Yeah.
The
So
last number is
we launched.
28.
Okay, yeah. So we launched the campaign with the smiles. So just 12 pictures, thumbnails of people smiling next to their car, and it said, "Do you have 2 minutes for a smile today?" That was it. And then there was a video, and it was that lady talking about her wreck of a car that we made look great. And the coolest thing about it, to be honest,
How many people smiled when they just hear the word smile?
almost everybody. It's one of those contagious things. You know
I
what I mean?
tried, like when you were telling me about it, remember I tried to like
Yeah, you tried to
I
knock it.
tried. I was like,
Yeah,
you
you
can only
can't.
for so
It's like
long. You just hear the word smile and you just smile. You're
you're
like,
like smile.
click.
It's true. That's what got me because I was like, holy shit! Like, who doesn't have time for a smile? You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where the first thing they tell you if you're working somewhere is sales, for example. Even if you're on the phone, smile. That's what they say. Is because it transfers through the phone. People love smiling. People smiling serves no evolutionary purpose. Like it doesn't keep us safe. Doesn't nothing.
Do you remember an episode? Geez, we talked about episodes for a long time ago that we did. There was one I talked about the universal language.
Smiling shit, yeah. Damn, that's true. And it truly is. No matter what, you could be, let's say you, I don't know, you go to exit a door, but someone's trying to get in and you're kind of in each other's way and you're like, if you smile at the other person, they smile back. You might not speak the same language, but they understand it. They're like, oh, it's a friend. It's and it's instantly diffuses them. It's the same reason why when you greet a customer for an intake, don't just be like, "Oh yeah, hi, you're John, right? Okay, great." And you have the Audi S5. No. Be like, "Hey, John, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. Come on in."
That's gay.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't have to go there, but at least put a
fair,
smile on.
fair.
Hi, John. How?
Hi, John, how are you? But these things do make a
Yay.
difference. Yeah. That's my daughter. I'm sorry. Jesus. But they do make a difference. They truly do.
It does. I mean, it's just the smile, and I didn't mean. I mean, but your point is true.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was it came. Oh, this new place we wanted to try. Smalls. It's a concept that I love that they use old shipping containers.
Ooh,
Right.
okay.
One time I bought a shipping container. It's called Auto Spa at the mall. We stored a bunch of stuff in it. We tried to, it was that the detail and valet at a mall.
Yeah.
So using things that were waste and trying to, somehow hustle up some business. This is a full-on slider company that has they call it smalls because they want to have a very small footprint, very, very small.
Love it. Clever.
Uh,
Nice.
the
Yeah.
footprint is also made of used shipping containers. So,
Yeah.
right. And
Perfect.
then they only offer small sliders.
Clever. Man,
I'm in.
they
They're
hit
hitting
every
everything until I
oh,
pull up and the guy goes, hi, welcome to Smalls. How can I take your order?
oh Jesus. They put all that effort into everything else and then they drop the ball right there.
Guy
Damn.
could have just smiled, not
Yeah.
having a good day. I get it. You don't always have to have a good day. It's my point. You don't
Yeah.
have to be, Sean, Jolly
Mm-hmm.
Sean.
Mm-hmm.
You could be having a worst day of your life.
Yeah.
I remember doing a training and getting a phone call from my mom that my father had passed. Like, you can have some shitty fucking days
Yeah.
and still go,
But still smile. Yeah.
hi, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
I don't need to take a moment here.
Yeah.
I don't have to be jolly. I don't have
Yeah.
to have some
100%.
vibrant voice. It doesn't matter. That's my point. It doesn't matter what
Smile.
you're going through. If you just put
Yeah.
out something with a smile,
Yeah.
it's a very universal language.
Makes
This is
such
why
a
that,
big difference.
that email campaign's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Almost nothing written. When you
Brilliant.
think most people are like, hey, brilliant. Yeah, it's a brilliant segment. When people are like, oh, what should I write in my email campaign? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be long. You just have to have the right strategy behind it.
Like, could you
And
use a smile?
yeah, man, it's genius. My God, man. And that's where I find a lot of people fall short is they overthink things sometimes, and they're usually missing that one ingredient that could just tip the scales. And next thing you know, you're on a whole different path. But yeah, smiling like it's a. I remember once I was what the hell was that show called? Undercover Boss. I think that's what it's called. And they had the founder of Hooters, and he went into his establishment. And I remember I was watching it, and my wife came in the room. She's like, "Oh, great, Jesus, of course." I'm like, "What do you mean, of course? I'm watching this for business purposes," and I truly was most of it. But yeah, it was. I was curious because yeah, brilliant. Here's what I was curious about. Right? It's easy to sell sex and it's easy to sell like a beautiful woman and stuff, of course. But I was like, why do families go there? I was always curious about that. Like what is it about
It's
it?
always been, this has always been strange to me too. Like,
That's
like,
like why?
like what woman gets
It's gonna be
like,
like, hey, You know where we should go?
Is she drugged in? Like, is she like forced in, or is she happy to go? Is she happy to go? Like, hey, like we're gonna like enjoy
We're
some
gonna,
fun time later with some other like.
yeah,
What's the deal with a woman going in with her family to
it's
Hooters? Like,
crazy. Yeah, I was in
she's a
Niagara
freak.
Falls.
She's a
Yeah, yeah,
freak,
it's gotta
right?
be.
Like,
And
start playing
listen,
the music.
I was in Niagara Falls.
Super
I'm there with
freak.
my wife, and we're there with our daughter. And we went. And there was another couple that had come with us. They brought their kids, and we're walking, and we're about to go play mini putt. And on our way, we're like, we're kind of hungry. We should get some lunch or something. And my wife was like, you know what? I heard the Hooters here is really good. And I remember looking at her like,
My bad, Sean. I
I'm
just
sorry,
called
what
your
did you?
wife a super freak.
If the shoe fits. But then, so I said, wait, did you just say we should go to Hooters? And she said, yeah. I said, why on earth do you want to go to Hooters? And she said, the people there are always friendly. And I was like, huh. And I
True.
said, yeah. And I thought about it.
We're
And I was
working
like,
for tips.
and
They
so,
know
yeah,
they know the deal.
they do. Like, and I go to other restaurants, and here's the thing: most restaurants I go to with my wife, it's a woman serving me still.
But she's
It's
pissed
just
the fuck off.
the attitude is different. Exactly. And she said every time we go there, she said we go to Hooters. They acknowledge me. They ask what I want to drink, what I want to order. They're friendly. They're bubbly. We go to another restaurant. They're focused on you because they're like, oh, the man has the tip, and they focus on you. They're in a bad mood. They look pissed off. And she said, I don't want to go there. She said, we're spending our hard-earned money. She said, I want to go to Hooters. Okay, I'm not gonna complain. You know what I mean? So went to Hooters, but I watched that documentary about 6 months later, and I was like, holy shit! Everything that he was saying, like a lot of people have this idea of Hooters, but they weren't selling sex. They were selling the friendliness. They were selling the I don't know,
Smile. They
the
say girl
smile.
next
They were
door.
selling the smile. Yeah.
American girl next door.
Yep, exactly. She's smiling. She's happy to see you. You know, you want a cup of sugar? Like, it was that whole like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Look. I'm from Canada, okay?
You guys are sugar maple syrup.
It's a very important part of our GDP, okay? It's a very important part. We have that. We have what else do we have? Petroleum. Yeah, we got gas. That's pretty much those are only like big exports. That's yeah, yeah, yeah.
And ice.
And ice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they say you can't sell ice to an Eskimo, so we got to sell it down south.
The
It's okay.
Eskimos are in Alaska.
Yeah, we have them too.
No, you
There's a
don't.
whole
No, you don't.
mini
No, you
country.
don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No,
Well, they're called something else now.
not in the U.S. You don't.
Yeah, no.
Eskimos are in Alaska.
We have
They're
them.
raised
Tell
in
me.
Oklahoma. There's Eskimos in Alaska. We met. Well, actually, just random. Okay, title of this episode needs to be "Why Your Wife Wants to Go to Hooters."
Wants to go
Right?
to Hooters?
That needs to be the title. Second needs to be
I'm writing that down. Yeah.
people in Oklahoma still live in teepees. I met people from Alaska, and they thought we lived in teepees, and I went, listen, I swear I thought you guys probably somewhere still had some igloos somewhere. This was like probably I don't know like 2005 or something, right? This
Shit.
was a while ago, right? So
Yeah.
it was pre-social media, pre-evolution of our mind. We really understood what was
Evolution
going
of our
on, right? Like we really didn't know what was going on in the rest of the world until now. And
Fair.
and literally, people in Alaska thought we lived in teepees. And I go, listen, I can't argue. I just envisioned there were some igloos up there somewhere,
Oh
like
yeah, 100%. It's funny actually. So we have Winterlude here, and they actually construct igloos all over the place. And there's ice hotels, they call them, and you can go stay in an igloo if you want. That's the thing. And we do have a place. It's not far from my house, maybe 15 minutes. There's a lake called Dow's Lake, and there they have a massive dome type structure, and they turn it into an igloo in the winter. And you can go there. You can rent snowshoes. You go snowshoeing, and yeah, and we have teepees here. We do have teepees, but yeah. My family, though, as I've mentioned before,
they
so we
do
have our
teepees
status card.
inside of igloos,
Yeah, you can put them inside. Yeah, so my family on my dad's side, Native American, and they're an Anishinaabe, which is under the Ojibwe tribe. And anyway, they actually call them wigwams. So it's like kind of like a mud hut, but so it's the same thing, just doesn't look as fancy. Those ones, the teepees and stuff, they're more like the prairies. Like you get out to like Saskatchewan, stuff like that. That's where they
or
got more
Oklahoma.
teepees. Or Oklahoma. where all the Eskimos live. Yes.
Negative. Teepees.
EPC.
Casinos, remember?
Casino. Yeah. Casino, not call center. Exactly.
All right, we better get out of
What
here.
difference? Appreciate you as always, man. Focus on your strategy, guys. Take your wife out to Hooters. And we do have a giveaway, though. That
Or are we going to do that next week? Because we didn't really get into the...
We didn't really dive into it. Yeah, so
next week.
we'll talk about the giveaway next week, guys. There's something exciting. I can't believe we didn't dive into that. So next week, though. Next week. That's okay. Well, of course.
Sidetracked with boobs. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, I got distracted. Hooters. I'm sorry. It came up. You know, it's next week, guys. Tune in. There will be more Hooters. I mean, prizes. And we'll see you next week. Marshall, appreciate you as always, guys. Tune in. Pints of Polishing Podcast as well. Lots of good stuff there. We'll see you guys next week. Ciao.